it's time for Braden and the car driving to a show. I really am trying to figure out the most ridiculous ways to say that every single day. It is the morning commute of Tuesday. What are we, the 9th? Is it the 9th? Somewhere in there. We've got traffic. We've got my light turning off immediately. I wonder why that does that. I don't think it can overheat. It's got a huge heat sink on the back of it. All right, we're not going to have a light, but you can kind of see me. How's it going? Are you having a good day? Oh, maybe it's the battery thing. That's what it is. Okay, we'll just unplug it and then we'll be fine. I'm trying to show off the arch and everything over there. You can kind of see it through the silhouette. That's kind of a cool shot, actually. Spot the arch, everyone. But yes, we have wonderful traffic this morning. Are you ready for another day of training? Because I sure am. Actually, I don't know with the setup that we have going on today. I might have to call in for the training thing. That there's a remote aspect to it. So busy day between today and tomorrow. And it's supposed to be spring break. That doesn't happen. Not reality. When you are working in an educational setting, but there are still research and events and type things going on, you don't really have a break when students have a break. So it's fine. It's work. But hey, it's National Awesomeness Day. Awesomeness. Can I say it right? Awesomeness Day. Go out and be awesome. I really need to find out the etymology of some of these days, because while they make me yawn, Awesomeness Day is just the biggest, I don't know what to call it. It's also Pack Your Lunch Day. So if you're in the habit of packing lunches, which is actually a really good practice, if you're into meal prepping, I commend you. I certainly tried to do it for a while. I have the little containers. I ended up eating chicken breast almost every single day, though. I didn't get enough into recipes of meal prepping to actually make it enjoyable for myself. So I think that's why I kind of fell away from it. But maybe that's a new goal we can write down on the list of getting back into meal prepping in our long and ever-going battle of battling with weight and wanting to be on a diet. Meal prepping is the way to go for definitely knowing how much calories and stuff you're taking in. And it can be quite tasty, to be honest. I am sorry, I wasn't yawning nearly as much when before I started this, but it's something about being tired and then starting to talk that triggers that whole yawning response. So here we are. But hey, new battery technology coming out. You don't hear about this a lot, but they're coming out with bag batteries. This is mostly for electric cars. But the battery itself is within a bag, so it can basically be stacked whichever way that it needs to fit in the confined space that they have for batteries. And they're also making these more out of aluminum than cobalt, which should make them cheaper, since cobalt is a hard thing to mine and get over here in the States. So I'm looking for that technology being more and more prevalent. Hey, maybe this could all be battery powered and or, solar power, take in solar to the battery and then power to the show would be a great way of doing the setup here. And I didn't get to the last or the third It is Blueberry Popover. I don't know the difference between a popover and a turnover, but we have Blueberry Popover Day. So if you are a fan of blueberries, which they've grown on me, my wife is definitely a new... I want to call her a nutritionist, but I think that has more of a connotation behind it than what I really mean. But she keeps me eating healthy. Blueberries are healthy, thus I eat them. I don't love the texture, but they are there, and the toddler rebellion, she loves blueberries. It's back cold again today, which was not fun, especially with it being dark out again. Luckily, it wasn't pouring down rain like it did most of the night. Did a lot more goal setting and stuff last night, going through my list, like trying to refine the list that I made through the day. Well, we'll continue to talk about those on Update Mondays. Update Mondays, did I ever say that was an official thing? I feel like that's what normally happens, is because over the weekend I tend to get things done and then want to talk about them here. One of the things I did specifically get done last night was getting the second coat of paint on my desk. So I got a studio desk. It's a big old desk that takes up most of the basement area there. And what I've done is I've kept the orange color, but I've used this stuff called Acoustics. Acoustics. It is... I don't want to call it a paint, but it goes on like paint. But it's almost like a plaster. And it's meant to make texture over the surface, right? And what that does is it breaks up the sound when it hits it. So you're not getting that direct bounce back from the sound. So I mixed in orange paint to keep my desk orange, the color that it originally was. It's a slightly brighter orange now. To be honest, I was trying to go for the same color. But when I mixed the two paints, since it had a slight gray tinge to it, it changed my orange color. But the color that it changed to, when I mixed it, I was like, oh boy, this isn't going to be good. But then once it went on and dried, I ended up liking the color. So I'm going with it. And so the paint itself, you're supposed to put it on twice as thick as you would normal paint. So I did that for the first coat. And it already kind of has like this almost like sand-like texturing going on within it. It's a little bit more coarse than sand. But then for the second coat, I specifically like dab painted it on to cause even more ridges within the paint, to cause more weird surface area, to deflect more sound. My wife went and saw it for the first time with just the first coat on. She's like, ugh, I don't want to touch that. So the texturing, as for like just the pure desk element of it, is going to be, I don't know, there's not everybody's going to like it, I guess, to use it as a desk itself, but being a large flat surface in a recording area where we're literally like facing this desk where there would be sound bouncing back, I like that there's at least some sort of texture on there. Especially with all of the acoustic things that we've done with the ceiling and the baffling panels. I cut an entire mattress in half to use it as a baffling panel. Have we talked about that here? That was oddly satisfying, using an electric kitchen knife to saw a memory foam mattress in half to use as two different acoustic panels. So the basement should not have any reflection. Well, it'll have some. But, I mean, we are going whole hog on leave no surface uncovered of acoustically treated area within the studio. It is a labor of love, for sure, because the tedious work that we've put into it has been, time-consuming, to be sure. Coming up to the Amoco sign here. So we should sign off there, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We've got a plastic bag, the most beautiful thing blowing around, or the plastic bag blowing around in the wind. One of the most beautiful things in the world, right? A beautiful mind, everyone. Now, oh shoot, not a beautiful mind. I'll think of it later. Sorry, can't think of the movie. Why can't I think of the movie? Kevin Spacey. We're done. Don't know it. Cutting the lights. We're going into shutdown mode. Goodbye, everybody. This has been Braden in the car after having too much coffee. Thank you for joining us.